I'm sitting in my apartment staring at my phone. It's September 14th, my 27th birthday. The screen shows our family group chat, and my stomach feels heavy like I swallowed rocks. Violet just posted 6 photos from this morning. The whole family is at Marseille restaurant downtown. That fancy place with the white tablecloths and expensive pancakes. Mom is smiling in her pearls. Dad has his arm around Preston. Preston's kids are making faces at the camera. Even Jennifer, Preston's wife, is there looking perfect as always. The caption says, "Surprise brunch for my favorite sister. Can't believe my birthday is still 3 months away. But this family knows how to celebrate early. Best family ever." I read it 3 times. My birthday is today, right now, this exact day. And they're all together, without me. Nobody has texted me. Not one person. Not even a happy birthday with a cake emoji. Nothing. This is the 5th year. I remember the first time like it was yesterday. I was 23, finishing up my last semester of college. I wanted to surprise everyone by coming home early. I drove 4 hours with balloons in my car and a smile on my face. When I pulled up to the house, it was empty, completely dark. I called Mom. She answered from somewhere loud and windy. "Mark, why are you calling? I'm home for my birthday." Long pause. "Oh, honey, we're in Vermont for the weekend. We thought you had finals and couldn't make it." My birthday was on the calendar. I had told them I was coming home, but they left anyway. "We'll celebrate when we get back," Mom promised. We never did. Year 24 was worse. I learned my lesson about surprises. I sent a message to the family chat a whole week before. Just a reminder, my birthday is next Saturday. Would love to celebrate with you all. I watched the little red receipts pop up under my message. Mom read it. Dad read it. Preston read it. Violet read it. 3 days later, Violet replied, "Oh, cool." That was it. On my actual birthday, I took myself to dinner. I sat at a table alone with a menu I couldn't afford and ordered pasta I didn't taste. The waiter brought me a free dessert because I looked pathetic. I was. Year 25. I tried being direct. I went to Preston's birthday party in February. It was huge. Balloons everywhere. Catered food. A custom cake with his face on it. Everyone was laughing and taking photos. I found Mom in the kitchen refilling champagne glasses. "Mom, can we talk about my birthday? It was 2 weeks ago." She barely looked up. "Oh, sweetie, we'll do something soon. I promise. Things have just been so busy." I waited and waited. Soon never came. But the worst was last year, year 26. I decided if they wouldn't plan something, I would. I made reservations at Romano's restaurant. Table for 6. I texted the family chat with all the details. "I'm at Romano's. Table is reserved for 7 p.m. Can't wait to see you all." I got there at 6:45. Sat down. Waited. 7:15. I texted again. "Running a little late?" 7:45. "Are you guys coming?" 8:30. I paid for my one meal at a table set for 6 and left. The waitress looked at me with pity. I wanted to disappear. 3 days later, Mom called asking why I sounded upset on the phone. I told her I waited for them at the restaurant. She got defensive. "Mark, you can't just expect us to drop everything. We have lives. We're busy people." I hung up. Now it's happening again. Year 5. They're all together right now. Laughing. Eating. Celebrating Violet's birthday that hasn't even happened yet. And I'm here, alone. Again. My doorbell rings. I'm not expecting anyone. But I know who it is. Carlos. My best friend since college. The only person who remembers. I open the door. He's holding 2 6-packs of beer and a grocery store birthday cake with "Happy Birthday, Mark" written in blue icing. "Saw the family group chat," he says, walking in. Figured you could use this. We sit on my old couch. He lights the candles on the cake. We don't sing. We just sit there in silence for a minute. How much do you have saved? Carlos asks suddenly. The question surprises me. What? Your savings? How much? I pull up my bank app. $47,000. Why? What are you saving it for? I don't have an answer. I've been saving for 3 years. Living cheap, small apartment, simple meals, no vacations, no fun, just work and save. Work and save. For what? For a family that forgets I exist? I'm done, I say. The words come out quiet but firm. I'm done waiting for them to remember I exist. Carlos nods. So what are you going to do? I open my laptop. My fingers move before my brain catches up. I start searching real estate listings. Coastal towns. Places far away. 4 hours minimum. Then I see it. A small beach house. It looks old and tired in the photos. Peeling paint. Weathered porch. But it's right on the water. The price says $45,000. Foreclosure sale. I stare at it. My heart beats faster. My phone buzzes. Violet posted another photo. Love my family so much. I'm not in it. I'm never in them. I click schedule viewing on the beach house listing. My phone buzzes again. More family chat messages. Preston sharing something funny his kids said. Dad forwarding a work meme. Normal family stuff. The kind of stuff I'm never part of. I close my laptop and look at Carlos. I think I just found my birthday present to myself. 3 weeks later, I'm standing in front of a beach house with keys in my hand. My beach house. I own this. The ocean is right there, 50 feet away, making that constant rushing sound I've only heard in movies. I bought it. Actually bought it. The viewing happened 2 days after my birthday. I drove 4 hours to this small coastal town I'd never heard of before. The real estate agent was surprised when I showed up alone. She kept asking if my wife or parents wanted to see it first. It's just me, I told her. The house was worse in person. The porch had holes. The paint was peeling everywhere. Inside smelled like mold and old wood. The kitchen had cabinets hanging off their hinges. But when I walked out the back door and saw the ocean, none of that mattered. I'll take it, I said. The agent laughed. Don't you want to think about it? Talk it over with family? No. I want to make an offer. Today. She stopped laughing. Everything moved fast after that. Inspection, paperwork, closing. 2 weeks from viewing to ownership. I signed papers and transferred money, and suddenly this broken little house by the ocean was mine. My family doesn't know. They haven't called once in these 3 weeks. Not to apologize, not to check in. Nothing. The silence used to make my chest tight. Now, it just makes me tired. I unlock the front door and walk inside. It's empty except for an old couch the previous owners left behind. Dust everywhere. Cobwebs in the corners. It's perfect. Carlos pulls up an hour later in his truck bed, full of painting supplies, tools, and cleaning products. You really did it, he says, looking at the house. Yeah, I really did. We spend the next 3 weeks fixing things. I take time off work, tell my boss I need a break. Every morning I wake up in my old apartment, drive 4 hours to the beach house, and work until dark. Then I sleep on that old couch and do it again. Carlos comes every weekend. We paint walls, fix the porch, replace broken boards, clean years of dirt and neglect. My hands get calluses. My back hurts. I've never been happier. During this time, my phone lights up constantly with the family group chat. Mom sharing real estate listings from her work. Preston posting videos of his kids at soccer practice. Violet sharing her Instagram posts about beach season coming up. Dad forwarding random jokes from his work friends. I read every message. Nobody ever addresses me directly. It's like I'm not even in the chat. Just a ghost watching a family that doesn't include me. One Saturday, Carlos and I are painting the living room blue when my phone buzzes. It's a photo from Mom. The whole family at some charity event downtown. Everyone dressed up fancy. The caption says, "Family time is the best time." I'm not in the photo. I wasn't invited. Carlos says my face. You okay? Yeah. I put my phone away. Let's finish this wall. By week 3, the house looks different. The walls are painted. The porch is fixed. I bought some cheap furniture from thrift stores. A table, chairs, a real bed. The kitchen works now. It's small and simple, but it's mine. One evening, I'm sitting on the porch I rebuilt with my own hands. The sun is setting over the ocean, turning everything orange and gold. I have a cold beer. My feet are propped up on the railing. The sound of waves is constant and peaceful. This is what happiness feels like, I think. This quiet moment. No one forgetting me. No one making me feel invisible. Just me and the ocean and the house I bought for myself. I take out my phone. I snap a picture. The golden light on the water. My feet up. The beer in my hand. It looks peaceful. Perfect. Exactly how I feel. I open social media. My finger hovers over the post button. I type one line. Birthday present. To myself. Family not invited. I stare at it for a full minute. This will start something. I know it will. But I'm tired of being quiet. Tired of pretending it doesn't hurt. Tired of being the forgotten one. I hit post. Within seconds, likes start coming. Friends from college, old coworkers, distant relatives I haven't talked to in years. This is beautiful. You deserve it. Wait, it was your birthday? Then, I see it. Violet liked the post. Then Preston. Then, the comments start. Mark, you bought a house? Dude, what is this? My phone starts ringing. Violet's name flashes on the screen. I let it ring. Then Preston calls. I let that ring too. Then Mom. Then Dad. 4 calls in a row. 4 voicemails I don't listen to. The buzzing finally stops. I sit there in the silence watching the sun disappear into the ocean. My phone lights up with more notifications, but I ignore them. Tomorrow I'll listen to what they have to say. Tomorrow I'll hear their excuses and their panic and their concern that showed up only after I did something they couldn't ignore. But tonight, for the first time in 5 years on my birthday, I smile. Really smile. They finally noticed I exist. I wake up to my phone vibrating across the nightstand. 17 missed calls, 12 text messages, all from family. I make coffee in my new kitchen, the one I fixed myself, and carry it out to the porch. The morning ocean is gray and calm. I'm ready now, ready to hear what they have to say. I press play on the first voicemail. Violet's voice comes through panicked and high-pitched. Mark? Oh my God, Mark, what is this? You bought a house? Like an actual house? Why didn't you tell us? Where even is this? Call me back right now. This is crazy. Call me. I take a sip of coffee. Next message. Preston's voice is uncomfortable, awkward, like he's talking to a stranger. Hey man, saw your post? That's a nice place you got there. Pretty view. We should probably talk about this. Give me a call when you can. Next. Mom's voice is tight, controlled. The voice she uses when she's angry but trying not to show it. Mark Richard Brooks, you will call me immediately. This post is completely inappropriate, and we need to discuss this as a family. I don't know what you're trying to prove, but this is not how we handle things. Call me. Last one. Dad's voice is brief and tired. Son, your mother is very upset. Please call her back. We need to talk about this. I set the phone down and laugh. It's a bitter sound that surprises me. Not one of them said happy birthday. Not one. Even now, even after my post that specifically mentioned it, they're so focused on the house and being upset that they still can't remember why I bought it. I open the family group chat. Dozens of messages I haven't read. Mom asking where I am. Violet asking if I'm okay. Preston saying we need to have a family meeting. Dad saying this is getting out of hand. All about them. Their feelings, their confusion, their need to understand. Nothing about me. I type one message. I'm at my beach house. You know where to find me if you actually want to talk. I hit send and put my phone on silent. 2 days pass. Quiet days where I work on the house and swim in the ocean and eat simple meals on my porch. My phone fills up with more messages, but I don't read them. I'm not hiding. I'm just done chasing people who never look back. On the third day, I'm painting the back bedroom. When I hear a car pull up, I look out the window and my stomach drops. Mom and Dad. They drove 4 hours without calling first. Mom gets out wearing expensive sunglasses and a white pantsuit completely wrong for a beach house. Dad follows in khakis and a button-up shirt. They look so out of place on my sandy driveway. I watch them from the window. Mom's face is set in that expression I know too well. Lips pressed tight, shoulders back. She's here to fix me, to correct whatever problem I've created. I walk out to the porch and sit down. Don't stand. Don't go to them. Just sit and wait. Mom walks up with her arms crossed. We need to talk about this situation. What situation? I take a sip of my coffee. Don't play games, Mark. Her voice has an edge. You bought a house without consulting your family. You made that post to embarrass us. People are asking questions. Your Aunt Helen called me. Your cousin Rebecca commented asking what happened. This is humiliating. I stay quiet. Let her talk. You're 27 years old. If you had problems with us, you should have communicated like an adult instead of making a public spectacle. Dad shifts his weight, looking uncomfortable. He never knows what to say. Never has. I set my coffee down and look at Mom. Really look at her. Do you know what day it was 3 weeks ago? She blinks. What? 3 weeks ago? What day was it? Mom's face goes confused, annoyed. Mark, what does that have to? Just answer the question. What day was it 3 weeks ago? She looks at Dad. He shrugs. Mom turns back to me. I don't. It was a Wednesday? I don't understand what date, Mom? What was the date? Long silence. The ocean fills it with its constant sound. Your birthday is in August, isn't it? Mom finally says. Something breaks in my chest. Even expecting this, even knowing she wouldn't remember, it still hurts like a fresh wound. September, I say quietly. September 14th, and this is the 5th year you've forgotten. Mom's face flushes red. Now, Mark, that's not fair. We're busy people and 5 years, Mom. Dad speaks up. Son, we didn't mean to. Stop. I hold up my hand. Just stop. Another car pulls up behind theirs. Then another. Preston's SUV. Violet's white convertible. I close my eyes. They all came. This conversation just got much bigger. Preston gets out with his wife Jennifer. Violet climbs out, clutching her phone. They all walk up to my porch slowly, like they're approaching something dangerous. Now my entire family is here, standing in front of the house I bought to get away from them. The irony isn't lost on me. Mom turns to them. Good. You're here. We need to talk sense into your brother. I stand up. No. You need to listen. They're all crowded on my porch now. Preston and Jennifer, Violet with her phone half raised like she's thinking about filming this, Mom with her arms still crossed, Dad looking like he wishes he was anywhere else. The air feels thick, heavy. Nobody knows how to start. Violet breaks first. Mark, we're just worried about you. This whole thing is so sudden and... Sudden? I almost laugh. This has been 5 years coming. Mom steps forward. Mark, if you felt neglected, you should have communicated that instead of making a public spectacle. We're your family. We could have discussed this privately. I stare at her. Communicated? I communicated every single year. Preston shifts uncomfortably. Look, we all get busy with our own lives. It's not personal. Not personal? My voice rises for the first time. You want to know what's personal? Let me tell you about communication. I pull out my phone. My hands are shaking, but my voice stays steady. Year 23. I called Mom crying on my actual birthday. You told me you'd make it up to me. You never did. I look at Mom. Her face goes pale. Year 24. I sent a group text a whole week in advance reminding everyone. Want to know how many people responded? 1. Violet said, "Oh, cool," 3 days later. Violet's eyes go wide. I don't remember that. Of course you don't. Because it didn't matter to you. I keep going. Year 25. I came to Preston's birthday party. The one with the custom cake and catered food and 50 guests. I asked Mom directly when we could celebrate mine. You know what she said? Preston looks at Mom. What did you say? Mom's voice is defensive. I'm sure I said we'd do something soon. You said soon and walked away. It never happened. I turned to Preston. Your birthday is February 8th. You get a party every year. Your kids get celebrated. Your anniversary gets acknowledged. But mine? I'm invisible. Jennifer, Preston's wife, speaks up quietly. This has really been happening for 5 years? Yes, I say. She looks at Preston with something like anger in her eyes. You never told me. Preston runs his hand through his hair. I didn't think it was that bad. Because you weren't paying attention, I say. None of you were. Dad finally speaks. Son, we're a busy family. Sometimes things slip through the cracks. That doesn't mean we don't care about you. Things slip through the cracks? I feel my chest getting tight. Dad, do you know what slipped through the cracks last year? Year 26. The worst one. Mom waves her hand dismissively. Mark, you're being dramatic. I made reservations at Romano's restaurant. My voice cuts through hers. Table for 6. I texted the family chat with all the details. Time, place, everything. I showed up at 6:45. The porch goes quiet. I waited until 7:15. Texted, asking if you were running late. Waited until 7:45. Asked if you were coming. By 8:30, I knew the answer. I look at each of them. I sat alone at a table, set for 6 people with a birthday cupcake. The waitress felt sorry enough to give me. Do you know how that feels? Violet has tears running down her face. Mark, I didn't know. You didn't know because you didn't care enough to remember. None of you did. Preston's voice cracks. Jesus, man. We really left you sitting there alone? Yes. Jennifer looks furious now. Not at me. At them. How did none of you notice? How did none of you think to check on him? Nobody answers. Mom's mask is cracking. I can see it. Her voice shakes when she speaks. If it was that important to you, you should have reminded us. I did. I'm shouting now. I never shout. I reminded you every single year. I called. I texted. I showed up. I made plans. And every single time, you forgot. Because I don't matter enough to remember. The silence after my words is complete. Even the ocean sounds distant. Preston steps forward. His eyes are red. You matter, Mark. You do. Then prove it. My voice drops back down. Because right now, all of you drove 4 hours here. Not because you care about me. You came because I embarrassed you. Because people are asking questions. Because it looks bad. Mom opens her mouth to argue, but nothing comes out. You want to know why I bought this house? I gesture around. Because I was tired. Tired of waiting for people who never show up. Tired of being invisible. Tired of spending my life trying to be part of a family that doesn't make space for me. So I made space for myself. Dad sits down on the porch steps heavily. He looks old suddenly. Tired. Violet wipes her eyes. We can fix this. We can do better. I look at her. Really look at her. Maybe. But I need to see it, not hear it, because I've heard promises before. A truck pulls up. Carlos. He gets out holding a manila folder. Mark, he says, walking up. I think your family needs to see something. I know what's in that folder. Everything. 5 years of proof. Every screenshot, every unanswered text, every moment of being forgotten, documented, and saved. I nod slowly. Yeah, I think they do. Carlos spreads everything across my porch table. Screenshots, photos, receipts, a timeline printed on paper. 5 years of proof laid out like evidence in a trial. My family stands around the table, staring down at their own neglect in black and white. Year 23, Carlos says, pointing. He's angrier than I am now. Mark's text to the group chat. Hey, coming home this weekend for my birthday. Can't wait to see everyone. 0 responses. And this photo, Mark standing alone in front of an empty house because you all went to Vermont without telling him. Mom's hand goes to her mouth. Carlos moves to the next section. Year 24. Group text sent 7 days before his birthday. Just a reminder, my birthday is next Saturday. Would love to celebrate with you all. 1 response from Violet 3 days later. Oh, cool, that's it. And this, he holds up a restaurant receipt. Table for 1. Mark took himself to dinner. Violet is crying harder now. Preston can't look at the table. Year 25. Carlos pulls out his phone. I recorded this. Watch. He plays a video. It's from Preston's birthday party. You can see Mark approaching Mom in the kitchen. The audio is clear. Mom, when can we celebrate my birthday? It was 2 weeks ago. Mom's voice, distracted. Oh, honey, we'll do something soon. I promise. The video ends. Carlos looks at Mom. You never did. Mom's face is white. I forgot. I forgot. You forgot for 5 years straight, Carlos says coldly. He pulls out the last piece. A series of photos. My family goes quiet looking at them. It's me sitting alone at Romano's restaurant. Table set for 6. 1 plate of food, 1 glass of water, a small birthday cupcake with a single candle. The timestamp shows 8:47 p.m. My eyes are red in the photo. You can see I've been crying. He waited for 2 hours, Carlos says. Texted multiple times asking if you were coming. You all read the messages. Nobody responded. Jennifer speaks first, her voice shaking with anger. How? How did all of you see those messages and not go? Nobody answers. Preston sits down on the porch steps next to Dad. His voice breaks. Mark, I don't have an excuse. There is no excuse for this. Violet drops to her knees. She's sobbing. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I didn't realize. That's the problem, I interrupt gently. You didn't realize. None of you did. Because you weren't looking. Mom finally moves. She picks up the photo of me sitting alone at the restaurant. Her hands are shaking. A tear drops onto the picture. I did this, she whispers. I made you feel invisible. All of you did, I say. For 5 years. Dad stands up. He looks at me with tears in his eyes. I've never seen my father cry. Son, I failed you. As a father, I completely failed you. The words sit heavy between us. I don't need apologies, I say quietly. I needed you to show up. For 5 years, I just needed you to see me. Preston stands. Tell us how to fix this. Please. I look at all of them. My family. Broken and crying and finally, paying attention. I need boundaries, I say. I need you to put my birthday in your calendars and actually show up. Not promise to. Actually do it. I need you to check in on me. Not just when you need something or when I make a scene. Just because you care. I take a breath. I need you to treat me like I matter. Because I do matter. And if you can't do that, then we keep our distance. I'm not doing this anymore. I won't spend my life begging for crumbs of attention from people who should love me. We do love you, Mom says through tears. Then show me, I say simply. Not with words, with actions. They all nod. Making promises. Swearing they'll do better. I've heard it before, but something feels different this time. Maybe it's seeing the proof. Maybe it's understanding how deep the hurt goes. They leave slowly. Preston hugs me tight and whispers, I'll do better. I swear. Violet clings to me crying. Dad shakes my hand with both of his, unable to speak. Mom is the last to go. She touches my face like she's seeing me for the first time. I'm sorry, she says. I'm so sorry. I know, I say. Now prove it. After they're gone, Carlos and I sit on the porch watching the sunset. Think they'll actually change? He asks. I don't know, I say honestly. But it doesn't matter as much anymore. Why not? I gesture at the house, the ocean, the life I built for myself. Because I'm not waiting for them to make me feel whole. I already am. Carlos smiles, raises his beer. Happy birthday, man. Better late than never. I clink my bottle against his. Yeah, better late than never. The sun disappears into the ocean, and for the first time in 5 years, I feel free.